Hey everybody, Anish here, career coach to the fiercely ambitious. I hope I got your attention with the title of this video, and please rest assured, it's not hyperbole. I do believe, and this is me speaking as a career coach, speaking as an expert in this, in helping people generate offers, that arguably the biggest culprit that I see behind why otherwise deserving, otherwise excellent people are not getting the kinds of interviews, hiring activity that they otherwise should be, is because they've fallen into the positive only trap. They say to themselves, hey, I'm positive, I've got a lot to offer. The more I talk about what I have to offer, the more pleasant it sounds, the better my odds are. And the problem with that, as good as that sounds, is that it betrays the truth of what really makes most people move to, and employers and companies, move to an offer, to create an offer, right? To create an opportunity. You could say, well, Anish, they only do that because they want something new in their life. No, incorrect. Maybe a very small percentage of them do. But again, this is betraying the understanding of what's really going on here. You know, many years ago, I came across an amazing book that changed my life. To those of you who have not read it, check out the book Influence by Robert Cialdini, arguably one of the top 5 most seminal books I've ever read in my life. And it really, like Alice, and the Looking Glass, it brought me into this world of looking at why we do what we do and why we make the decisions that we make through a different lens. Like literally, I would go into a grocery store, watch people giving out samples of a thing and realize, oh, there's, reciprocity at work. There's that principle. I'm seeing that. There's that pressure that's silently there, whatever that is, right? And so it brought me into this world. And where it brought me in terms of hiring and the career side was, again, realizing that people and companies buy based on pain. They buy based on the pain that they're in, not on creating the need for you. And if that's the case, then a brand that is existing solely to promote you and the best of you and what makes you special is not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not speaking the language of the people that you need to reach in a way that's going to reach them. It primarily fulfills your ego, no? It makes you look good. But that's not the point here, right? That's not the point of a resume. That's not the point of a LinkedIn profile. If you think about it, these serve different functions based on your job search strategy. Your LinkedIn profile generally comes into play earlier on in a relationship, in which case you got to get to the need first, the pain first. Primarily, you got to be speaking about the pain, i.e. going negative, as we'll talk about in a second. People judge that. What I mean by going negative is I'm acknowledging and talking about the truth of what's there, right? And then the other thing is the positive needs to be this much. Later on, when there's buy-in, when we've agreed on exactly what's most important, when I know that you know that this way is the only way forward and us working together is the only way forward, then we're going to fall in love with how much better things are going to be. But that's not the point at which people are being exposed to you on LinkedIn much earlier in the relationship. Gotta be much more about the pain. Way less about you. Way less about your positives. No one cares about that, okay? They want to know about the pain, right? And then you want to hint at an outcome, i.e. you, to move this forward. Let me give you an example, okay? So, let's say, I'm a leader in data and analytics, okay? I could brand myself with all the positives. I've got this many skill sets here. I've got this many years of experience. I've got management level experience. I've got all of that, right? But it's coming across as optional. So unless I'm a leader, a business leader or a hiring manager or whatever, who has already said, yep, I need that, it's just going to be one more line item that I don't want to pay for, right? Now, if I take that same person, or I take myself being that person, and I rebrand myself as a leader who works with fellow leaders, especially at the high level, to figure out a way to intelligently deploy analytics and high-level data to spark growth, to drive organizational change, to keep this company safe. Now I can talk to people all across this strata, and the less you know about data and analytics, the better, right? The more I speak your language of what do you want? You don't want data and analytics. You don't want that. You want to grow. You want to keep your company safe. You want to build for the future. So why isn't your brand speaking to that, right? When people say positive, another way to say that is me, me, me. You got to make it about them. You got to make it about the people that you're looking to reach. You got to make it about the people who are going to write you that check. Not to be too blunt about it, you got to speak directly to them, and you got to speak to what they want, not how you want to look, right? So I would say talk about the pain, 80-20. Right? 80% of your profile, 80% of your resume should be describing pain that you are solving, right? How you were able to solve in the short term and deliver a long-term result, right? It is all about outcomes. It's not about you and skill set. You're talking as little as possible. There should be as little as possible on your resume talking about responsibilities, etc., what you did. It should all be about the change. Hey, this is where we were when we began. This, through my efforts, we achieved A, B, and C. This is what happened in the short term. This is what happened in the long term, right? Next. Simple, tight. When it comes to your LinkedIn, tight to reference Breaking Bad to you, Breaking Bad diehards. The LinkedIn profile, the headline. Don't keep it default. Don't keep it your job title. Brand yourself a certain way, but brand it for the outcome. Like I said, if I'm in data and analytics, I'm not just saying I'm a data and analytics professional. If I say senior leader, data-driven growth and transformation, already I'm in a different place. If I say linking people, processes, and tech to deliver massive ROI, I'm in a completely different place where 99% of my quote-unquote competitors aren't talking about. You take that further, you're in a completely different zone. Have the discipline to talk as little about yourself and pitch yourself as little as possible, and flip it over to the problems that they are experiencing. Another way to say that, I help leaders, I help businesses achieve what? Solve what massive problem they're dealing with. And what is your magic process that delivers at least 3 magical outcomes? That's what I want you to think about. That's the root of thinking in an outcomes-driven way, and make the bulk of what you're talking about really about what they're experiencing, the pain that they're experiencing, right? How deeply and humanly can you acknowledge it? Guys, when people denigrate talking negatively, okay? And I hate that phrase, because how can you solve something if you don't start by acknowledging the truth of what's there? How can I help you get free of the job seeker trap if I don't start by saying, aren't you freaking tired after 20 years of building a career, of having your future be at the beck and call of some fresh out of college HR person who couldn't be bothered with getting back to you when they said that they would? How invested do you think they're going to be? Isn't this insulting? Isn't this ridiculous? Right? How could I get you to pay attention if I don't talk about that? I'm not going to convince you by saying, hey, here's Anish's magical solution, right? I got to start with the problem. I got to talk with that, but I also honor the problem there, and I honor you, because by honestly broaching it in that way, I'm also saying, guess what? This is not unsolvable. All right? It only feels that way. There is a process. There is a way that we can take this from where you are to where we need to be. Start thinking in that way and make it all about their pain. In a default, make it about their pain. In a default, ask in an interview, in a hiring situation, questions that are designed to probe better. And your resume and your LinkedIn should be freaking syringes of freaking pain. Pain delivery devices and identification devices. Make it all about that. It is the most powerful thing that you can do. And always remember, people gain interest. People ultimately move based on pain, not positivity. I would love it for it to be the other case. It is not the other case. If your ultimate interest is in getting outcomes, it shouldn't matter to you. This should be a strategic and a branding shift and a conversational shift that you make instantly. And believe me when I tell you, it separates professionals who can call their own shots from people who cannot, okay? Jump into this. It will only help you, and apply it to your resume and LinkedIn immediately, okay? If you want to go deeper into my world of what's actually working versus what is not, please visit helloanish.com, HELLOANISH.com, and be sure to watch the masterclass that you can take there on how to land your dream job during disruptive times. There is active teaching involved. It will take you deeper down that rabbit hole as well, all right? Keep the questions coming, guys. Have a great day.